الشهرة في عالم الملاكمة حاجة سهلة برشا، واكتسابها ينجم يكون ببرشا طرق. تنجم تكون بوكسور كبير وصاحب مواقف أكبر، كيف ما محمد علي كلاي اللي بخلاف تألقه على الرينج فإنه مختلف المواقف الإنسانية اللي خذاها طيلة مسيرته ضعفوا من شهرته ومحبة الناس ليه. موقفه من حرب الفيتنام، إشهاره إسلامه ودفاعه على دينه جديد وتمسكه به خلوه يدخل التاريخ كأفضل رياضي في القرن العشرين. وإلا تنجم تكون بوكسور قوي تستعمل البنية في الرينج وفي الشارع، تدخل وتخرج للحبس برشا مرات، ومع كل مشكلة تزيد الشهرة والإقبال على الماتشوات متاعك، كيف ما مايك تايسون اللي بين الماتش والماتش لازم باش يتعدى يعمل طلة، يا في المركز يا في المحكمة يا في الحبس. وتنجم تكون بوكسور ذكي تصنع الفرجة والشو، والجمهور يدفع الفلوس باش يتفرج في دخلاتك وطلعاتك، كيف ما البرنس نسيم حميد اللي بطريقته الخاصة خلى الماتشواته طعم مختلف. وتنجم زادة تكون بوكسور معروف، تزيد تعيش قصة حب كبيرة مع فنانة معروفة، وتوليوا مع بعضكم من أشهر الكوبلوات في تاريخ الفن والرياضة، كيف ما مارسيل سيردون وإديت بياف. أما بالنسبة لشوغر راي ليونار فإنه طريق الشهرة بالنسبة ليه كان مختلف، وكل نجاحاته ومحبته عند الناس اكتسبهم بحاجتين: البنية القوية والإصرار على النجاح، والمراوحة طيلة مسيرته بين الاعتزال والعودة. الحاجة الهامة اللي عاونت ليونار زاد على اكتساب تقدير كبير من عند محبي الملاكمة هو إصراره على وجود عائلته بجانب طيلة مسيرته. أولاده كانوا ديما حاضرين في ماتشواته وفي مختلف التقارير اللي تتعمل عليه، والفترة من الزمن لقاو فيه الأمريكيين نموذج لملاكم ناجح يعرف يهتم بأسرته ويرسخ قيم العائلة الأمريكية المثالية. وللأسباب هذه كان ليونار ولسنوات ينافس في ملاكمي الوزن الثقيل في محبتهم عند الناس، وعرف يفك بلاصة في قلوب جماهير الملاكمة في مختلف أنحاء العالم. ومن الحاجات اللي تميز بها زاد ليونار على بقية الملاكمين احترامه الكبير لمنافسيه، حتى انه بعد مباراته ضد توماس هيرنز في 12 جوان 1989 واللي وفات بالتعادل، اعترف ليونار في حوارات عديدة بأنه منافسه كان أفضل منه على الرينج وأنه منافسه كان يستحق الفوز. المباراة هذه دخلت للتاريخ لزوز أسباب. السبب الأول هو نتيجة التعادل اللي فات بها، واللي هي ماهيش نتيجة اعتيادية في مباريات يتنافسوا فيها الملاكمين على الألقاب العالمية. والسبب الثاني هو أنه المباراة هذه فسحت المجال لمباراة ثأرية يستناو فيها المغرومين بالبوكس من عام 1980. عام 1980 قابلوا ليونار وروبرتو دوران مرتين. في الماتش الأول الانتصار كان الجوغان، اللي في المباراة الثانية فاجأ الجميع بانسحابه وبكلمته الشهيرة نو ماس. والموعد الثالث كان نهار 7 ديسمبر 1989. ليونار قبض 13 مليون دولار، وديوران خذا تقريبا اشتر المبلغ هذا. والتفاصيل متاع المباراة نشوفوها في كاو.
Roberto Duran, 92 fights in his 20 years in the ring, 497 rounds, an unparalleled dossier of experience among superstar fighters of this particular generation. For one night in New Orleans, the hands of stone became the feet of clay. But that was the only night on which Duran did anything but come and bring his best to the ring. He's 38 years old. He weighed in at 158, but as recently as 2.5 months ago, he may have been somewhere over 190.
Of course, he's shown in the past that he's able to do that, able to lose weight in a few months. As long as he hasn't thrown it off in the last 10 days or 2 weeks, it might not hurt him, but some people think he's a bit gaunt at this weight.
33-year-old Sugar Ray Leonard now, 12 years, 37 fights, 273 rounds. Only once in his career a loser, that by unanimous decision to Duran in Montreal in 1980.
And what we're looking at here is the fighter's face of Ray Leonard, as he called it. That he had to get back to being a fighter, not so much as a performer, and letting his fighting speak for himself as a performer.
Wins, 1 loss to Duran. The draw with Hearns on June 12. One ominous statistic that weighs against Leonard coming in here tonight. He's been knocked down 3 times in his last 2 fights.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the Mirage here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Tonight, the Mirage presents World Championship Boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Mirage, the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's get ready to rumble! 12 rounds of boxing!
Okay, I spoke to both fighters in the dressing room. I'm cautioning you again. Obey my commands at all times. Shake hands, good luck.
Ray Leonard is bigger, stronger, faster, younger. The logic is on his side, Jim. But if there's any fighter in the world who can turn the logic upside down, it's Roberto Duran.
For better or for worse, he's done both in his career. Leonard yesterday in a conversation with us was agitated, edgy, as close to hostile as I think I've ever seen him, Larry. Promised more foot movement tonight than was the case against Hearns 5 months ago. Only one punch thrown in the fight so far, and now Duran opens the festivities from his side. If Leonard is going to move about the ring, problem number one for Duran is to find a way to get inside and make contact.
Good straight left by Leonard. He's used his jab effectively several times in the first minute of the round. Duran is not the little raging bull that he was 9 years ago.
But he's also a slow starter in many of his fights.
He moves forward, hoping to make his opponent lead so that he can counterpunch. That's what he's basically trying to do. Another good left by Leonard.
The left and the right both just a little bit short.
Red already on Duran's nose.
Right hand misses again. Leonard, the aggressor in round one. You made the point effectively, Larry. Duran was tremendously effective countering off of Barkley's aggression back in February. Initial observation, Leonard looks faster with his hands than was the case in June against Hearns.
Of course, it's all relative. Duran is nowhere, doesn't present the problems that Hearns, who is taller, younger, and faster than Duran. A strong tactical round for Ray Leonard.
As we go to Roberto Duran's corner, our translator is former world champion Ruben Castillo.
How they've thought through this fight, looking for every little edge.
Duran made a funny motion as he walked to his corner at the end of the last round, kind of a resigned motion with the hands, as if to say, I'm not really warmed up. I don't feel good yet. His nose is red. It could be half from the cold as well as from Leonard's jab. Temperature outside the ring lights, we're told 45 degrees.
Got through.
Leonard scoring well now with the jab. Had a solid right hand to the body as well. Duran countering to the body.
get the feeling that Duran is still fighting within himself, waiting for an opportunity to spring forward.
Leonard made partial contact with the left hook to the head.
The little smile you saw on Ray Leonard's face is that he knows that very often Duran cocks the right hand but doesn't throw it. Somewhere along the way, Ray is going to try to do something about that.
Indeed, he talked to us about it yesterday. He said that he would be looking for it. A smile of recognition moments ago.
Little taunting going on there. Not flamboyant, but here it comes.
Ray has always said that the taunting of Duran in the second bout was not planned, but extemporaneous. He wanted to see how Duran would react tonight if he were able to do it again. Fast hands for Leonard inside. A little grin on Duran's face as he comes back.
That taunting is a bit of a paying homage to that second fight in a way, reminding us that since this is a three-act drama, to harken back to that second fight.
In round two, Leonard scored 4 effective right hands to Duran's ribcage.
Don't be like this all night long, fellas. All right.
Ray Leonard landing 60% of his punches. People forget that in his prime, Roberto Duran, although he was a tremendous aggressor, was also a wonderful defensive fighter.
Well, those numbers also showed Duran with an extremely low landing percentage, down at 10%, reminiscent of the second fight in New Orleans, when Duran had great difficulty landing punches, only 5% of his jabs, only 19% of all punches in that rematch, before Duran elected to say, no mas. Another right hand to the body.
Yes. There's a feeling that Duran is vulnerable to the body because he keeps his hands so high.
Leonard becoming more aggressive now. Stepped up inside with the left hand and landed a short right as well. There had been a lot of suspicion coming in here tonight, Larry, that the crowd would line up more behind Duran than behind Leonard. So far, there's been no reason for the chant of Duran, Duran, or Cholo, Cholo.
I don't know if Ray has won the crowd over, but Duran may have lost it. Of course, the first time he does something, he'll hear it. But Ray is giving him a boxing lesson right now.
And a beating. There was a solid right hand and a good left hook in that last exchange.
That right hand landed on the shoulder. Another good body punch.
Ray working a lot downstairs and with great effect. Duran shakes his head off the left hand. But Leonard continues to start and finish most of the exchanges. And as we go back to the corners, one note. Over the years, there have been many voices in Ray Leonard's corner. Angelo Dundee, Janks Morton, Dave Jacobs. Tonight, there is only one. And that is the trainer in charge now, Jose Pepe Correa. That's another big change for Ray Leonard coming into this fight.
And Roberto Duran forgot his corner. Didn't know, looked like he didn't know where he was going.
And Ray took advantage of that chance to taunt him at close range.
He's gonna always be late. Don't get macho with him, man. Get macho in the later round.
Start putting pressure on him. Start putting pressure.
So Duran's corner wants more aggression from him.
And Leonard's corner wants him to keep doing what he's doing.
With good reason. If you're going to compare it to the first two bouts, so far it has looked a great deal more like New Orleans than like Montreal. But Ray is landing harder punches tonight than he did that night in the Superdome. Going back to the body, Duran still looking for every chance to counter.
One champion is giving another champion a clinic on boxing right now. And Duran doesn't look like he has the quickness or the fire to do much about it at this point in the fight.
Doesn't seem to have a way to get inside and mount an assault himself. Leonard, as you point out, Larry, dictating the tempo and the style of the fight.
This is a rubber match, but it's Leonard with all the bounce in the fight.
The kind of movement he showed through much of the fight against Marvin Hagler 2 years ago. Not the stationary slug-away Leonard that we saw so often against Donnie Lalonde and Thomas Hearns.
Punch to get out of there. There we go. Work.
Back to his corner exasperated. He took the kind of punch at the end of that round, a straight left into his mush, that I've never seen him take before.
Throw the jab. You haven't. When you start your jab, you're starting to mark your jab. You're getting your distance. And now he's starting to stand straight. He's a little stationary. Now he's not dancing.
Harold Letterman, our unofficial official, how do you score it so far?
Larry, 4 rounds to nothing, 40-36 favor Sugar Ray Leonard. This is absolutely beautiful ring general.
Ray has some blood in his mouth.
Yeah, Ray Leonard bleeding from the mouth between rounds. May encourage him to be a little bit more aggressive, and there's enough blood that it's dripped out onto Duran's shoulder.
Well, he said he wanted to feel more like a fighter than a performer, and there's nothing like blood to make you feel like a fighter.
Or taste like a fighter, I guess. interesting that Duran's people were encouraging him to mark Leonard with the jab. The jab has never been a major part of Duran's arsenal in terms of its damage on the opponent. He uses it only to set up other punches.
Duran's starting to show signs of desperation.
Time. Go to corner. Time. Come on.
Richard Steele wants a piece of tape removed from Leonard's glove. Pepe Correa steps right up and wraps more over.
Time.
The crowd trying to rouse Duran.
The chant is Duran, Duran. Leonard fending him off with the jab. Round 5 coming to a close. Leonard continues to circle away. Duran continues to chase. And when they meet, much more often than not, it is Sugar Ray Leonard who begins and ends each sentence.
He goes to step across his right foot. I would just slide over him and 2-3 hooks and step back with the uppercut. Got it? Yeah. Okay. Now, he's easy to hit with the hook. But don't do it till you get him looking for the jab real good. Once you got him looking for your jab, make sure it's double. Now, I want double stiff jab. Boom, boom. Then you label out there and see if you can nail him to the body right hand. Keep it working, mate. Okay?
Those are the fingers of Eddie Aliano working inside Leonard's mouth. Eddie Aliano, one of the best cutmen in the sport.
This is from the 4th round when apparently that butt right there is what bloodied Ray Leonard's mouth. I was wondering where it came from, Jim, because I didn't remember a punch strong enough to do that.
Exactly.
You're the man out here. Okay.
A well-conditioned Roberto Duran is, under most circumstances, as comfortable a fighter as you'll ever see. Ray Arcel described him last week. Duran tonight has looked edgy, frustrated, out of sorts, astonishingly uncomfortable in the ring.
Well, Ray Leonard is impaling him with that jab. And if you can't get out of the way of the jab, either to the body or the head, there isn't much you can do. Ray slipped.
As Duran landed a left hand, and that aroused the crowd for a moment. That was one of the first times all night when Duran appeared to think that he had sighted the target. Let the right hand go.
Roberto Duran always celebrating for being this fierce predator, but right now he's a toothless tiger.
Richard Steele warning Leonard not to hit on the break.
Little abrasion alongside Duran's left eye. A good
left hand. Solid left hand by Leonard. And Duran is wobbly for a second. Ray was very angry at himself for his inability to finish Tommy Hearns in the 12th round. Duran appears to have weathered this storm, but there's another right hand. And another.
You haven't said anything.
That was a man named Carlos Hibbard, who is Duran's nutritionist, conditioning guru, and public relations mouthpiece for the moment.
Let's take a look. There's a straight right hand. Not a hard right hand, but a good straight right hand by Ray. And now he is obviously feeling that Duran has nothing to hurt him with. Duran thought, dreamed of, and worked 9 years to get Ray Leonard back in the ring. But all his energy and the years may have used him up in getting here. Because now that he's here, he doesn't appear to be able to do anything about it.
And you may have seen the statistic on the screen charting Duran's success, or rather his dramatic lack of success, with the jab, landing at 6% so far in the bout. Leonard has been a different story. This morning, when Roberto Duran came in at 158 pounds, there were some who gasped and said, for him, he looks magnificent, what a great job of training. But there were others, maybe wiser, who said, oh no, too much. He's overtrained, he has lost too much weight, he won't have the necessary snap in the ring. Good left hand by Leonard again.
He weighed 156 for Barkley last February, and that was one of the real reasons that he was able to show so much snap and endurance at that time. He didn't appear to lose the weight quickly, at least in the last 3 weeks before the fight. But putting on weight and taking it off does take a toll in the long run. And right here in the short fight.
Leonard with a look of supreme confidence right now, believing, based on the record of the bout so far, that he can do just about anything he wants.
Although this is just the 7th round, Jim, Ray Leonard is building such an edge in points that already Duran is going to have to do something very dramatic to turn not only to turn the tide in his favor, but to win the fight.
me the sponge. He said he's tired. He's tired now. Give more pressure to him. Breathe deep. Breathe deep. Deeper. Through your mouth. Breathe through your mouth.
You're all right. You're doing fine. I want more speed. Get that tape out of here. More speed. More speed. Do not get macho.
Oh, Roberto Duran in this corner that Ray Leonard is getting tired, but Roberto Duran is too old and too wise to buy that.
Solid right hand again by Leonard. Duran stays in there.
That was a big shot. I can hardly believe that Duran walked through that punch. Maybe it was more arm and more sound than real fury, but it sure looked like a big punch, Jim.
I think it caught the glove after it landed on Duran's face, and maybe that's where the big sound came from, but it was a solid shot. Gives you an appreciation for what kind of a right cross Thomas Hearns had to throw to stiffen Duran with one punch in the second round. That was back in 1984.
Duran was able to fight such a wonderful fight against Barkley because Barkley stood right in front of him and traded him. But he really can't handle this movement.
Again, the right hand lands flush on the jaw. As round 8 winds down, you are hard-pressed to think of a round that Duran might have won. Certainly not any of the last 3, probably not any of the first 3. So it's hard to imagine that he's anything but well behind on points. Leonard releasing his hands rapidly inside with the piston-like combinations which once typified his action in the ring.
Ray Leonard is painting a masterpiece, and the masterpiece is of a great old but defeated fighter, Roberto Duran. Take a look there. There's the right hand that he threw. Looks like he got every ounce of that 160 pounds into it.
I don't care how much he could be a dime late. Only hope he has is to try to get the right hand left hook coming in his cross. He can't do it because you're too fast for it. All right? Don't sit on the rope. When you see him coming in, slide over and bust him. All right. Okay? When he comes,
hell with the crowd.
Huh? The hell with the crowd. Don't let them get you moving to the point where you want to do something different. Remember my ears here. Okay, let's go.
As long as I'm okay, as long as I'm leading, just say okay.
You okay, baby? Man? All right, let's go. You say okay, I'm okay. All right, baby.
Ray Leonard has landed 2/3 of his jabs through this round, through 8 rounds.
And Ruben Castillo now reports to us that between those 2 rounds, folks in Duran's corner told him that he is way behind, that he trails big in points, and that he must try to find a way to knock Ray Leonard out.
Dundee, Ray Leonard's original trainer as a professional, said he thought that this could turn out to be a tactical fight for Ray Leonard, and he's proving to be right. If this weren't Ray Leonard and Roberto Duran, we might say this is a one-sided, sort of dullish fight.
And as Ray Leonard's relationship with his audience continues to evolve, this is, despite its dominance, not the kind of performance which is going to win back or win over a lot of hearts.
Well, when they announce the scores, if nothing happens between now and the 12th round, that score will win over some people because it is total, complete domination. Couldn't be more total without a knockout.
Yes, tonight if the judges get to make this decision, there's likely to be no question. Leonard again beating Duran to the punch inside. To Ray's credit, he never endeavored too hard to cast favorable light on his draw with Hearn. Verbally, he has played the role of the loser. Said he wanted to find something else, wanted to see if he could come back from that performance. Changed a lot of things, and apparently found a lot of the answers.
And dances back to his corner, again triumphant in that round.
Beautiful! 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 Now, look what you got here. When you touch him in the belly, you're already down there. All you got to do is shoot your right hand over top on the chin. If you miss it, step in and spin around him. All right? Stay to the right. Stay to the right. You'll kill him with the right turns. He's going to always be late. Keep him missing. What round we got? 10th round. 10th round coming up, man.
Y ataca de vez en cuando con la derecha y cuando
throw your right hand. Watch Ray throw. He threw a short right and came back with a hard left. That right was just a sucker punch to sucker Duran in.
Well, he's had a good night. 3 rounds to go if they're going to go the distance.
Once again, Roberto Duran got what he wanted by getting this fight, but he's not getting what he wanted in this fight.
Two solid right hands to the rib cage and another. Ray has been punishing to the body. Saw the punch count statistics that showed Duran landing only 15% of all the blows he's attempted.
Only Duran's great pride is keeping him going.
Let him up, right?
He needs to finish this fight. And
well, he can't turn his back and walk away, can he?
No.
Punch to get out of there. Punch to get out. Come on. Let's work.
And it's interesting, Jim, that Ray Leonard stopped taunting him. I think he has too much respect for him as a fighter to do that.
Punch to get out. Punch to get out. Come on,
2 days ago at a press conference, Ray Leonard hinted that this might be his last fight. But there are a lot of potential opponents in the house tonight.
Marvin Hagler, Ray Leonard, Michael Nunn. I mean, not Ray Leonard, but of course Tommy Hearn.
It's not hard to imagine Leonard accepting any one of those 3 fights coming off this performance.
Ray wanted to prove to himself, to the world, that he could still fight. If not as well as he fought when he was 23, about as well as any 33-year-old you're going to see.
And better than he fought against Lalonde and Hearn. That's really what he wanted to show.
isn't doing a no mas here, but it may be no mas for his career, Jim, even though he still owns the middleweight championship.
Duran took some heavy punishment in the last 20 seconds of round number 10. And he may be staring, as you say, Larry, at the last 6 minutes of his career.
If you want to win this fight, you got to win these last 2 rounds. We're in Las Vegas. You've got to win. You've got to throw punches. Throw punches however you can. Just throw them.
Move for 6 minutes. All right. Now, what up? 1 seconds. Let's go. All right. What, baby?
Arouse Duran by telling him that he might lose the decision because he's in Las Vegas. They could be in Kathmandu. And I don't think Duran would have many points in this fight.
Ray is comfortable enough now that between rounds he was making eye contact with friends at ringside and raising his eyebrows as if to say, we're doing all right.
Goes out. Right. Work it, get out of there. Work it, don't hold it. Put your arms back. Pull back.
Jim, there are many ways to give up in a fight. Sometimes a fighter goes down. Sometimes a fighter quits. In this case, Roberto Duran really isn't even trying to do what he knows in his mind he has to do to win the fight.
Perhaps acknowledging
he's
that
given up on the fight.
Yeah, he would take too much punishment in return for what it would take to try to get inside and hit Ray.
Absolutely.
It's better to just stand out there and last the last 6 minutes. Well, whether better or not, it appears to be what he's chosen.
This is a masterful performance by Ray Leonard. But to keep it in perspective, it's against a 38-year-old fighter who just isn't in his league anymore.
And who was at his peak of greatness at 135 pounds, not 158.
It's hard to remember that 10 years ago he was voted the greatest light heavyweight in boxing history by boxing.
Greatest lightweight.
Lightweight, excuse me. And of course, he's had a remarkable career. Him going from 135 to all the way to 160 pounds and winning titles is the equivalent of Henry Armstrong winning featherweight to welterweight titles.
Of course, when he beat Ray Leonard in Montreal, he went up in weight to 147 pounds to do it and beat a great 147-pound fighter in his prime. It was a monumental accomplishment.
Harold, before the end of this 11th round, tell us, how do you have the fight scored?
Larry, I've got it 10 rounds to nothing, 100 to 88. I gave Ray extra points in round 6 and rounds 9. I mean, he's just totally dominating with ring generalship. He just keeps moving. Duran can't hit him at all.
Now there is blood around Leonard's left eye, though, and he may well be cut above the left eye.
He is cut. I don't know where it came from, but it is cut. In an early round, it would be dangerous.
Could have been from a headbutt again.
All you have to do is move for 3 minutes. No problem.
Take a look, Ray. Let's take a look.
No problem. He got a doctor.
Oh, yeah, hell, that's all right.
What about and Vaseline?
Let's take a look and see if we can see where he got cut. There it is, a good right hand. One of the best punches of the fight, if not the best punch of the fight by Duran, and it did cut Ray.
Probably came about 10 rounds too late to make a difference.
I don't recall seeing Ray cut nose
By
under
Lalonde.
his eye, but never around the eyes. That's right on the lid and on the side. Could be dangerous if this was a much longer fight.
And you heard his corner say, all you've got to do is stay away for 3 minutes.
Welcome, final round.
By any rational judging standard, surely they're right.
In a way, this is about the sad death of a king. But it renews the boxing life of another king.
Yeah, but what's Duran going to do the next time he needs $7.6 million?
He's going to have to get a loan from the IRS.
They can give it to him out of his past fighting revenue.
He will earn somewhere between $7.5 and $9 million for this fight. Ray Leonard will earn somewhere between $15 and $17 million, making him the first prize fighter in history to gross over $100 million, according to his attorney and manager, Mike Trainer.
Leonard's face now a bloody but victorious mask.
I've never seen him look so bad while he was looking so good.
Well, of course, that same eye was almost closed in the late rounds against Hearns when he rallied to knock Tommy out.
Incidentally, for those of you who wonder about it, the most serious surgery was done on his right eye, the one where there isn't a cut.
Indeed, this mask of blood now stands as an ironic symbol of the danger Ray Leonard carries with him every time he enters the ring. It hasn't cost him yet. Against Kevin Howard, against Marvin Hagler, against Donnie Lalonde, against Tommy Hearns, nor tonight against Roberto Duran. No mas. No mas.
The Matador has destroyed the bull.
The doctoring of Leonard's eye in preparation for the official decision. Cut man Eddie Aliano doing a job he's glad he didn't have to do in rounds 2 or 3 or 4. Punch stat statistics, and you will see the overwhelming dominance of Ray Leonard in the fight. He threw 150 fewer punches. He landed 143 more punches. Duran, landing at a rate of only 14%, simply never could get inside close enough to Ray to do the kind of damage that Roberto Duran must do to win fights at 158, 160 pounds. Harold Vetterman, your final card in the fight.
Jim, 120 to 106, 12 rounds to none, a complete shutout for Ray Leonard, no question. He out-finessed him, he out-boxed him, he out-controlled him, he out-punched him. It was all Ray Leonard.
بعد 12 روندة كاملين وبالرغم من انه خرج من المباراة بإصابات عديدة في وجهه، فإنه ليونار أكد تفوقه مجددا على دوران اللي ما انسحبش وكمل الماتش للآخر واحتفظ شوغر راي مجددا باللقب العالمي متاعه. في فيديو الأسبوع واستجابة لطلبات متابعي البرنامج، هذه سلسلة جديدة من أقوى الكاو في تاريخ رياضة الملاكمة.
How will the fighters react under the Big Ten?
في الحلقة الجاية من كو شوغر راي يواصل رحلة الدفاع عن اللقب العالمي، والمباراة باش تجمعه بالملاكم تيغي نوريس، ديما على قناة تونسنا.
We're live at Madison Square Garden.